it's not as though they were stealing land that was never theirs, and it's not as though the others were never there. It's a question of all of them were there very, very far back, and then until the 7th century they were not there, and then the dispossessed became the dispossessors, and it's a rather complicated story, mostly with real estate, and as I said, primogeniture. Who came first? Was it the God of Abraham? Was it Muhammad? Was it Jesus? I think that that's the complication. I don't think that the wild cowboy madmen in the colonies and the settlements are anything typical. Of course, they're atypical. But I don't think that the question of Israel-Palestine starts there. I think it started way long ago. And of course, the only solution is a two-state, as we all know, and we're all on the same side. It was just that I wanted to bring up the point of the origin of the conflict. I don't know if you agree.
Well, it's always good to be asked to begin by straightening out the Israel-Palestine question. So why don't we get that out of the way? I think there's a distinction you're failing to make, and it's actually, if I may say it, clarified a little in. It's called Dieu n'est pas grand, available at fine bookstores everywhere, including in this voisinage. Israeli archaeology, which I think is a very courageous and honest profession, in particular Professor Finkelstein, the head of the department at the University of Tel Aviv, has clarified it for us. The story of the Exodus from Egypt, the wandering in the Sinai, the conquest of Jericho, so is all balls from beginning to end. It's completely, fantastically made up. There isn't a word of truth in it, and it's just as well it isn't true, because it involves, if were it true, it would involve divine instruction for genocide and enslavement, as well as genital mutilation and a lot of other things that, without which we could well do. However, Israeli archaeology, many Jews say, come on, what if it's none of it's true, the whole Moses thing is all made up, can't you give me anything to cling to? What? Yes. If you go and dig in Palestine, the first thing that any archaeologist will do going to a village will be dig in the midden, dig in the rubbish dump, find what people threw away and when and in what order. It's very, very interesting always. Well, in certain hill communities, way, way, way back, you will find that while all the other neighbouring villages do have pig bones in their middens and in their garbage. These villages don't. No pigs. That's not the only proof, but it's one of many. There have been Jewish people in Palestine for a very long time. Their claim to the right to live there is as good as anybody else's and better than some. But the question is this, and it was posed by many Jewish spokesmen from the very beginning of the enterprise when Herzl first mooted it. Do you want a state for Jews in Palestine? Or do you want a Jewish state? Now just ponder this for a second. Since I'm stuck with this, I may as well absolutely clarify it. Here's what I mean by that distinction. Should Pakistan be what it was first claimed to be, a state for Muslims of India, so Muslims in India can feel safe in their own state? Or should it be a Muslim state, where everyone has to follow Muslim law? And where if you're not a Muslim, you don't really have any real rights? And that's the difference that Zionism attempts to blur, and I think it would be better off unblurred.
Agreed.
There you go.